Hello my viewers, welcome to another cookie recipe and we'll start with marbled cookies. Now we'll prepare our wet mix first, which is 1/3 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Now we'll beat both of them at high speeds so they turn nice and creamy. And then we'll add 1 egg to it. And then we'll add some vanilla essence, about 1/2 teaspoon, and mix them all together until it's nice and smooth. Now we'll move on to our dry mix. So we'll take about 1½ cup of Maida, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we'll sieve them all to remove any type of lumps. Now we'll combine both the wet and dry mix and we'll gently mix it with our beater. Make sure you do that at low speed and then use your hands to make a nice thick dough, but do not knead it. Be gentle. Then we'll cover this dough and we'll refrigerate for 2 hours. 2 hours later, look at that. So firm and ready to be made to cookies. We'll divide this into 2 portions. Then 1 portion at a time, we'll just dust some flour on it and we'll start rolling it and make it flat using a rolling pin. Be a little gentle guys because the dough is still soft. So you roll it out evenly into a thin sheet. Then use the cookie cutters and cut into desired shapes. You can dust these cutters or dip them in a little flour and then cut into shapes. There you go, arrange them on the tray and we'll bake it. Now we bake these cookies at 190 degrees Celsius for 9 to 11 minutes, depending on how thick they are. It smells really good. Look at them. Perfect, cute little cookies. Leave them on the tray for 5 minutes and then arrange them on the wire rack to cool. Now for the most exciting part, the topping. We'll need 1/2 an egg white from 1 egg. Now we'll beat this at high speed until you get soft peaks, just like that. Then add in some powdered sugar, about 3/4 cup, 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice and a little bit of essence, and combine all of them until it's a thick runny paste. Now we'll separate some of this paste and add some food coloring to it. So we'll take this colored mix, we'll drop it into the remaining egg white mixture. And we'll then take a toothpick, and this is the fun part. You just gotta move it around. It looks just like a Christmas tree. Now you'll dip the cookie into this, you'll swirl it around, and there you go. It looks like a rainbow Christmas cookie. Enjoy. Now on to our gingerbread cookies. Let's begin. Again, we'll first start with a wet mix. So we'll take about 1/3 cup of unsalted butter and we'll add some powdered brown sugar, about 1/2 cup. Then we'll beat them until they're nice and creamy and fluffy. Now we'll add about 1 whole egg. And then we'll mix all of them until it forms a smooth mixture. Let's keep this aside. Now let's move on to the dry mix. We'll take 1½ cup of Maida, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger powder and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Lots of powders. Now we'll sieve all of them to remove any types of lumps from these powders. Now let's add this powder to the wet mix. and we'll gently blend it with a blender. And then you can finish off by using your hands. Just lightly mix it, do not knead the dough. Be gentle. And once it combines, we'll cover this and we'll refrigerate this cookie dough as well for 2 hours. Ooh, 2 hours later, look at that firm dough. Now let's separate it into 2 pieces. And we'll cover it with a plastic sheet or plastic wrap and we'll start to roll it to a thin layer. Be gentle, roll it in all directions evenly. There you go, it's nice and thin. So we'll take our cookie mold, dip it in some flour and press it into our sheet. Now we'll place all these gingerbread cookies onto a tray and we'll bake them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 7 to 10 minutes. Now depending on their thickness, they should be done in about 7 to 10 minutes. Lovely, delicious, perfectly cute. Leave them on the tray for 5 minutes and 5 minutes later, cool them on a wire rack. You can decorate them with icing if you like. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Wishing everybody a merry and joyful Christmas. Stay safe.